Hello, this is Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is May 16, 2011. Here's our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currency markets. Okay, before we begin, this is our normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. All charts are either in Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or freestockcharts.com. Here are my contact details. You can email me here, or you could go to our website, ichimokutrade.com, access any of our free videos, or you can follow us on here on Twitter at Ichimoku Trading. Okay, so first thing we're going to go through is our Ichimoku heat map. And let me shrink this down. That's too much. Basically what we're looking at is D0. This is our Ichimoku rating for the daily time frame. D5 is the Ichimoku rating from daily time frame from 5 days ago. W0 is the current weekly Ichimoku rating. W1 is basically Ichimoku rating from 1 week ago. And the way the rating system works is basically 5 to 8 is being bullish, where positive 8 is extreme bullish. So you're looking for opportunities that are around 5, where it's just beginning to start going into a bullish mode and getting into an 8 scenario where you start looking at taking profits and stuff like that. -5 to -8 is being bearish, where -8 is being extreme bearish. So again, what you're looking for is D0, which is the current daily Ichimoku rating, to be around 5 or 4, being supported by the weekly. And also you want to kind of see increase here or decrease for bearish side. So if you look here, this basically was bullish 5 and then went bearish, and so that's not good at all. We want an increasing number for bullish and decreasing number for bearish. And if you look here, this is a decreased number for bearish and there. So you can definitely look at the US SWITSI as an opportunity there. Ideally, you kind of want this to be in 5 or 4. So just scrolling down some more. Really nothing so far. No opportunities there, nothing here. Just scrolling down, everything else is just basically consolidating. US SWITSI, Euro SWITSI here. So it seems like a lot of the SWITSI denominated pairs, those are opportunities there now. Here's some here. Euro Australian is getting it's actually at the extreme side, but we'll go look at it. Euro New Zealand, Pound New Zealand pairs. I think we talked about them last week too. Like the Pound New Zealand, Euro New Zealand, they quite weren't ready then. We'll go look at them again. New Zealand CAD really hasn't changed. Neither has British Pound SWITSI. Australian CAD hasn't changed. Pound SWITSI. So definitely all the SWITSI pairs, and then like Euro New Zealand and Pound New Zealand are the ones we'll look at. But before we do that, let's go and look at the major pairs and cycle through them and see exactly where we're at. Remember, on the left hand side is the weekly time frame, the right hand side is the daily time frame. Okay, and let's start off with a weekly. If you look at the weekly, we're basically in a pullback phase right now. Major support levels on the weekly time frame are basically 39.06, and resistance level is 44.79. If you look at the daily, it's consolidating, so there's nothing really there you could see at all. There's a little overextension on the selling side, so it's got to pull back some or just consolidate here and it'll equalize, but everything is pointing to a bearish side here on the daily time frame is concerned, which is basically the pullback on the weekly, which relates together. So, again, look for about 39.06 as a major weekly support where it could bounce off there. And then if it starts going higher, look for 44.72 to start looking for bullish trades. Until then, it's really kind of just ranging back and forth. Pound USD. Same thing in the Euro USD. If you look at the weekly time frame, it is bullish trending, but it's in a pullback phase. The support level is going to be 6044, and the resistance level is going to be 6340. So you got to wait and see what happens in those. Let's go look at Australian USD. If you look at Australian USD, the weekly is still very strong. It's going for a minor pullback right now, but nothing major at all. The minor support level is going to be 1.0480. If it breaks that, then the major one on the weekly time frame is going to be 1.0273. If you look at the the daily time frame, it's still bullish, but you could see it's undergoing a major pullback now. Momentum is weak to the bearish, a little more to the bearish side now. So it's definitely a major pullback on the daily time frame is occurring. So definitely look for the 1.0747 level for it to get there, which is about 100 pips away. Once it gets there, then it's going to be key to see exactly what happens there. If it bounces off there, this is still a very, very strong trend. If it goes to the major support level of 2273, then it got a little weak. But I have a feeling this is very strong, so it's going to bounce off that. New Zealand USD is the same thing as the Australian USD. Minor support level is going to be 77.05 and major is going to be 76.17. There's high possibility that this thing's just going to bounce at 77.07 and then keep on going up. But only time will tell, so we'll have to wait and see. Let's go look at USCAD. USCAD, let's go over here. USCAD is finally pulling back. If you look at the weekly time frame, it's still bearish. It's got to undergo a pullback. It's not a major pullback yet. It's got to get to about 98.65 and break that level before it could be classified as entering a major pullback. So again, 98.65 is a major pullback. Last line of defense on holding its ground to the bottom side is going to be 96.07 now. But it's making its move here. As you can see, the daily time frame trying to get above the cloud on the daily time frame, which is good. It still needs a push a little more, but it looks like in the next couple of weeks this thing's finally going to start probably trying to go back to par, if anything. But you know, never know. Just be patient and wait, because the weekly is still very strong going to the downside. A little more upward movement, then it could get weak. US yen, if you look at the weekly time frame, really nothing there at all. This thing's just kind of going sideways, so there's no opportunities there as far as the yen trade is concerned here. Let's go look at euro pound. Euro pound, nothing really there. It's pulling back right now. Major support level is going to be 86.24, and a major resistance level is going to be 88.57. So just watch for those two, where it goes from there. One pair we forgot to include is US Switzy. Look at this nice movement down on US Switzy. It came to its minor resistance level of 89.45, held, bounced off that guy, and it looks like it was around 89.45. Bounced off that guy and pulled down, which is interesting here. Now if you look at the daily time frame is kind of showing you maybe this thing's going to start going up soon. The key support level is going to be 87.51. It's got to hold. If it holds and then starts going up and breaks the 98.60 level, we're definitely going to enter a major pullback as far as the weekly is concerned, and we're possibly going to head up to 93.08 possibly. So, you know, key levels you have to watch. Again, our support side is going to be basically 97.51. What am I saying? 87.51. And then once it gets there, then it's got to break the 89.60 level to go higher. Okay. We're going to look at the Euro Switzy. Excuse me. If you look at Euro Switzy on both the daily and weekly, this thing is trending down. You could see from here we're kind of getting to a support levels here, but the momentum is still very, very strong for as far as the US Switzy is concerned, and this thing does have a possibility of breaking down, getting to the next level. Definitely looks like it probably could get back to 824.100 and maybe even blow past that if it does it in the next couple of days, actually it's got about 4 weeks of time frame left to break down. If it doesn't break down in 4 weeks, then this momentum to the bearish side is going to pretty much get destroyed and has a possibility going higher. Pound Switzy looks, if you look here on the weekly time frame, still very, very strong here. More strong to the downside than the Euro US Switzy is, so definitely not stronger here. So if you're going to go bearish, I'd definitely look at this one. If you look here on the daily time frame, we're at the major support level right now at 43.33. So the key thing is it going to hold here or start going up? If it actually breaks the 4,500 level, then this thing definitely has a possibility going up. First resistance is going to support, it's going to be test is going to be 46.44, and the next major one is going to be around 5,000. So look for that into the future. Next one we're going to look at is Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand still going back and forth. Remember, we talked about this, how this moved down. We needed to pull back up. We're getting that pull back up now. Now this thing really needs to start breaking down. If it doesn't go below 70, go below this pivot of 78.20, this thing does have a tendency of probably now starting a bearish trend and can sit there and go retest the lows at 1.7000. So keep an eye on that one, because that does look like maybe it could start something. Pound New Zealand just consolidating here, really not doing anything at all. The more it consolidates, the more it's taking out the bearish momentum. So it does have a possibility of going and breaking up and going to its major resistance levels of 2.1304 if it starts breaking upwards. So just watch for this one. And you'll see what happens. That's it for this week. If you have any pairs that you'd like me to look at in the future, please email me at info@eiicapital.com. Otherwise, I'll speak to you.